I used to wake up feeling like a guest in my own life, seriously. I was trapped in this loop of just being average, and my biggest dreams were starting to feel like old memories. The problem wasn't that I was lazy, it was that I was undisciplined. And the huge gap between the person I wanted to be and the things I actually did every day, that's where all my frustration lived. Every single morning was the same. The alarm would go off, and then I'd have that silent debate with myself, just trying to bargain for a few more minutes in bed. My very first decision of the day was to break a promise to myself. That one choice set the tone for everything else. Hours wasted scrolling on my phone, big plans that just melted into "I'll do it later," and this quiet, nagging guilt that stuck with me all day. I felt like I was living my entire life in a fog. Then one night, I asked myself a question that changed everything. What if I just stopped waiting for motivation to show up? What if I built a system where I took action no matter how I felt? So I made a decision, not for forever, just for 90 days. I was going to commit to a strict, non-negotiable plan. This isn't just a story about changing a few bad habits. This is the story of how I tore down a life of mediocrity and completely rewrote my own identity. My old life was built on being comfortable. It was a life of, "I'll start tomorrow, for real this time." I was the guy who bought the gym membership but never went, who owned shelves of unread books. I talked a big game, but my daily actions were tiny and distracted. My identity was the procrastinator. And here's the crazy part. Our minds love to be consistent. I was subconsciously choosing to stay a procrastinator because that's who I believed I was. My actions were perfectly in line with my negative self-image, and that was the real problem. The decision to change wasn't some flash of inspiration. It was an act of pure desperation. Admitting that the path I was on was leading nowhere, my old identity just didn't fit anymore. The choice was simple: keep being a spectator watching my own life decline, or finally step up and become the creator. Motivation is an emotion, it comes and goes. Discipline, that's a system. I needed to stop chasing a feeling and start building a framework. I defined the person I wanted to become, not in vague terms, but with real, concrete actions. Someone who kept the promises he made to himself. From that vision, I created my protocol. The goal wasn't just to do disciplined things, it was to become a disciplined person. The actions aren't the goal, they're the evidence. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. My protocol was built on non-negotiable rules: 5 a.m. wake up, deep work, daily training, reading, and 0 mindless scrolling. Phase 1, days 1 to 30, the brutal beginning. That first week, it was awful. Every part of me was screaming in protest. The 5 a.m. alarm felt like a personal attack. My brain threw every excuse in the book at me. You deserve a break. One day off won't kill you. This is that in-between phase where you've challenged the old you, but the new you hasn't shown up yet. It's totally normal to feel lost. Around day 14, something shifted. The excuses didn't have the same power. Keeping promises to myself was building a new kind of self-trust. Phase 2, days 31 to 60, the turning point. This phase was all about momentum. The habits were becoming my default setting. I stopped seeing the rules as a prison and started seeing them as the architecture of my freedom. This wasn't willpower anymore, it was identity. Each day was another vote for the person I wanted to become, and by now, the election was a landslide. I was becoming the person who shows up. Phase 3, days 61 to 90, the new normal. The routines felt completely natural. I built my life around my commitments, not the other way around. The biggest change was inside. That background buzz of anxiety had faded. In its place was a quiet confidence that comes from trusting yourself. Those 90 days taught me, discipline isn't about punishment, it's about freedom. Freedom from your worst habits and the regret of mediocrity. The person you want to be is just waiting for you on the other side of your excuses. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. So here's my challenge: 90 days. Aim for committed, not perfect. If you're ready, comment 90 days below. Let's start this journey. The work is never really done, but this right here is where it all begins. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.